Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson.
Here.
Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Augustine is not present. Director Argy.
Here.
Director Edwards.
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here we have a quorum. I'll call the meeting in order.
From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8678, 5 new passenger boarding bridges at gates C30, A8, A10, A14, and A15 at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Addendum number 1 for plans and specifications for letting number 8674, improvements at Fox Park, Comfort Station, project number 2018-82117, St. Louis, Missouri. EA 19003, addendum number 2 for 2018 climate control EMCS replacement at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. From the President, Director of Public Utilities and Streets. Recommendation that permit for Union Electric doing business as Ameren, Missouri to construct new multiple conduit duct banks and 2 manhole within the grassy area adjacent to Sheridan on the St. Louis Fire Department property, approximately 55 linear feet, open trench construction at 1421 North Jefferson. St. Louis Fire Department training facility recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits for AT&T be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. To bore and place 230 feet of fiber optic cable starting at AT&T manhole at the side of 5739 Natural Bridge and end at the front of 5739 Natural Bridge. Contractor to access manhole in the front of 6601 Gravois, bore 100 feet east, then 444 feet north to customer conduit on the side of 6601 Gravois. Lane closure will be needed. Start at existing AT&T manhole located on Rucker between South 3rd and South 2nd, side of 1400 South 3rd. From this manhole, bore east down Rucker for 1,058 feet to the side of 1218 South 1st. 3 new hand holes will be placed in the route, and 168 feet of 3 1/2 iron pipes will be placed under the Union Pacific tracks. From the side of 1218 South 1st Street, access an existing customer-owned conduit going into 1218 South 1st Street. Boring place 385 feet of buried fiber starting at the front of 4300 South Kings Highway, ending at the side of 4210 South Kings Highway. Contractor to access SAI at 5093 East Road and bore 74 feet south, then 181 feet east to customer conduit at 5100 Manchester. Lane closure will be needed. Start at the existing AT&T manhole located on Cardinal, south of Olive, side of 3060 Olive. From this manhole, bore across Cardinal and enter the private property at the rear of 3106 Olive. Start at an existing AT&T handhole located on Shoto at California, front of 2829 Shoto. From this handhole, bore south across Shoto and down California, staying under the front edge of the sidewalk for 195 feet. At the alley, turn and bore east down the alley for an additional 168 feet before entering the rear of the property at 2765 LaSalle. Start from manhole near front of 500 North Kings Highway, bore 490 feet to a new 3 by 5 by 3 feet handhole in sidewalk rear of same address. From handhole dig 4 feet to new 4 by 4 pad with fiber box, etc. Joint recommendation that the following permits for MCI Metro be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 3106 Olive. Place conduit from handhole, place conduit north along the west side of Cardinal for 525 feet. At this point, place new handhole at 3035 Washington, and continue north for 221 feet. At this point, turn east and continue for 600 feet. At this point, place new handhold at 2945 Washington. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 110 North 17th Street. Place conduit from handhold located at North 17th and Chestnut. Place conduit south along the east side of North 17th for 210 feet. At this point, turn west and continue for 570 feet. Place new handhold at 1820 Market. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 1908 Olive. Place conduit from handhold located at North 19th Street in Olive. Place conduit north along the west side of North 19th Street for 382 feet. At this point, new handhold at 1900 Locust Street. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 2228 Olive Street. Place conduit from handhold located at North 23rd Street from Olive. Place conduit north along the east side of North 23rd for 375 feet. At this point, place new handhold at 2300 Locust Street. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 2838 Olive. Place conduit from handhold located at North Ewing and Olive. Place conduit east along south side of Olive for 841 feet. At this point, place new handhold at 2706 Olive and continue north for 381 feet. Place new handhold at 2700 Locust. At this point, one leg continues west for 500 feet and stops at new handhold place at 2740 Locust. The other continues north 400 feet. At this point, place new handhold at 2671 Washington. Place new pad on existing handhold located at 3322 Olive. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 3731 Laclede. Place conduit from new handhold. Place west along Laclede to South Sarah. At this point, continue south and place handhold at 20 South Sarah. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 3852 Lindell. Place conduit from new handhold. Place west along Lindell to the intersection of Vandervender. Then continue north to 305 Vandervender. 2-inch HPDE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 4301 Lindell. Place conduit from new handhold. Place east along Lindell to the intersection of Boyle. Then continue north to 680 feet. At this point, place new handhold at 362 North Boyle and continue north to the intersection of Olive and continue west and place new handhold at 4354 Olive. 2-inch HDPE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 4404 McPherson. Place conduit from handhold. Place east along McPherson to the intersection of Newstead and continue south to the intersection of Lindell and continue west and place new handhold at 4431 Lindell. 2-inch HDPE pipe to be placed for fiber cable starting at 4115 McPherson. Place conduit from handhold. Place east along McPherson to the intersection of Sarah. Then continue south to the intersection of Lindell. From this point, one leg continues west to place new handhold at 4183 Lindell. The other continues east to new handhold at 4021 Lindell. Bluebird Network 1.25-inch conduit and handholds for new fiber starting at 4930 Lindell. Place west and place new handhold at 67 Kings Highway and continue placing south 1,400 feet and place a new handhold across from 18 South Kings Highway and continue south for 1,000 feet. At this point, place new handhold across from One Children's Place and continue placing south for 900 feet. At this point, place new handhold across from 700 South Kings Highway and continue south for 1,100 feet. At this point, place new handhold near I-64 and continue south for 1,200 feet. At this point, place new handhold at 1101 South Kings Highway. Joint recommendation that the following permit for Union Electric Company doing business as Amarin, Missouri, to construct new multiple conduit duct banks and 2 manholes within grassy area along Sheridan and St. Louis Fire Department property at 1421 North Jefferson be approved subject to certain conditions. Recommendation that the following permits be filed subject to certain conditions as follows. Ritz and Jens, Inc., to encroach with geotechnical boring for MSD on Oriel Schweitzer, Partridge Sales, Newbie Church, and Christian, by reason of the fact that the applicant just needs to obtain the necessary permits to work in the right-of-way from the street department. No items are being placed in the right-of-way, so a BPS encroachment permit is not needed. And Brown Electric LLC recommend that it be denied by reason of the fact that conduit is no longer being placed in the right-of-way, so the application is not needed. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Vanity Investment Properties to consolidate land at 2637 and 2639 Wyoming in City Block 1760. And Austin Barzanti to consolidate land at 4101 and 4117 Rear West Pine Boulevard and 214 through 17 through 21 North Sarah in City Block 3914. Recommendation that the following be denied by reason of the fact that it is a violation of Board Order 720. Trident Realty Investment LLC to subdivide land at 4501 through 07 Pennsylvania in City Block 2720. Prime Property Investment LLC for a lot split at 3302 Salina in City Block 1533. And Frisch Miller to subdivide land at 3332 and 3334 Wisconsin in City Block 1532. From the Director of Streets, a request from the Director of Streets recommending that a legal land description from National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, NGA, site as contained the attached board bill be accepted by the board. The board bill is intended to correct previous scribbler's error related to the site. And recommendation that the following permit for Union Electric Company to construct new multiple conduit duct banks and 2 manholes within the grassy area along Sheridan and St. Louis Fire Department at 1421 North Jefferson. And Gamlin 3 LLC doing business at 1764 Public House to encroach with Sidewalk Cafe, 12 tables and 48 chairs utilizing 336 square feet with liquor at 39 North Euclid be approved subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that Tojo St. Louis flying drones on the eastern edge of Forest Park west of Kings Highway between Clayton Road and Forest Park Parkway be approved subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that the following festival zones be approved subject to certain conditions. Messiah Community Center at Magnolia between California and Oregon on November 3rd, 2018. Veterans Day Parade at parks and streets surrounding Soldiers Memorial Museum and Court of Honor beginning November 2nd through November 11, 2018. Includes reopening of Soldiers Memorial events. 5K run, and Veterans Day parade routes and staging November 10, 2018. And St. Louis Hills Christmas lighting ceremony at Carondelet Park in Nottingham between Donovan and Tam, November 25th, 2018. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, board members. My name is Terrell Ivan, zoning plan examiner for the City of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner for board order number 766, transmitted here with the recommendations for the following conditional use applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 6 applications, and they are 1216 South 13th Street, 4221 Eichelberger Street, 5435 Lindenwood, 8734 Goodfellow, 5840 Hampton Avenue, and 5431 Chippewa Street. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted. Are there any questions or comments about these?
Are there any questions from the board on the conditional uses?
Motion to approve the 6 conditional uses.
Second.
Moved and seconded for approval of the conditional uses. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustine is not present. Director Aragy.
Aye.
Director Edwards. And President Bradley.
Aye. Conditional uses are approved. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, October 16th, 2018. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Seconded for approval of last week's minutes. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson.
Abstain.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustine is not present. Director Aragy.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Abstain.
And President Bradley.
Aye. The minutes are approved. Today's agenda, questions or comments on the agenda?
Mr. President, I do have a comment. Last page, Director of Public Safety, item 3. That St. Louis Hills Christmas
Francis
lighting
Park.
ceremony is actually in Francis Park on Nottingham between Donovan and Tam.
Thank you.
Noted. Any other questions or comments on today's agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to approve the agenda with that correction noted.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Amended correction. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Wilson.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Augustine is not present. Director Aragy.
Aye.
Director Edwards.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Today's agenda is approved. Motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.